If you don't say anything about the wine, you can't get close to it. That's the problem.
And I realize that I'm a grown-ass man and I can buy all the sprinkles I want.
Kazaa.
This is all upsetting.
Welcome to Things I Got Wrong, your general trivia podcast with a healthy dose of internet meaty things. I'm Ryan Bott.
I'm Rachel Miller.
I'm Stuart Hopkins.
And this week we get to be joined with some of our favorite trivia teams that we're excited to finally have on for the first time from the Pub Trivia Experience. Chris and Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, excited to have you on. Your team from very early days, I feel like were awesome to us and reached out immediately, and we got to be on your show once, and so we're finally glad to return the favor.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We loved having you guys on. It was a really good time. We'll get you on again. We're excited to be here. We really are.
Yeah, thanks, man. I remember. I think from the first episode, from that episode we did, the line that is forever in my mind is something along the lines of, "Yeah, I think we're really confident about maple syrup."
Oh,
so
Lord.
That one I think it was 42 or 43, if I remember right, one of those two episode numbers. But we're excited to have you on, and I feel like it wouldn't be traditional pub trivia experience if I didn't ask you guys, what are you drinking right now?
Oh, damn. Okay, Mike, you can go ahead and get started.
Okay, yeah, so Ryan's absolutely right, yeah. Of course, I have a trusty beer with me. I live in Huntsville, Alabama. So it's not quite a local beer because it's out of Birmingham, Alabama, but it's from the Trim Tab Brewing Company. It is called the Martin Denny Complex. It is a peach and passion fruit imperial sour ale. Very refreshing.
Ooh.
That sounds fantastic.
It does.
Sounds really good.
I'm not
You don't even
usually
like
a sour
sours.
fan, but this one won me over. And this brewery basically has a new release every month, so I always pick it up.
Nice.
I
Is
like
he an
things like
un-
that.
Cool.
People that keeping things interesting and new.
Well, sorry to burst your bubble there, Rachel. I am not having anything that exciting. I am having, I picked up a bottle of this. I picked up 5 bottles. Let me rephrase that. 5 bottles at a local cigar company / liquor bar in the area that had their private barrels. So I have a private barrel of Larceny single barrel bourbon. It's
Whoa.
a pretty good bottle. So I'm mixing it with a little bit of a diet ginger ale, and I emphasize a little bit. This Larceny bourbon is not one of my favorites, but this particular barrel is on point. It's that damn good.
Nice.
You said that's a private brew?
So it's all the distilleries you can actually go out there and buy, like if you have enough money, you can actually go out there and buy a barrel for yourself.
Whoa.
They'll take you around, they'll take samples out of the barrels, and you choose which one tastes the best. And
That's
for
awesome.
a price, they'll bottle it, they'll put your logo on it and all that, and then you have it shipped to your location. This was a company here called Corona Cigar Company that went out and bought an entire barrel. And so I went up to them, and they had barrels from 5 different distilleries in and around the Kentucky and Tennessee area.
Whoa.
So I walked away with 5 bottles, and my wife was not happy.
Sounds tasty. I think this may very well be the exact same thing I had when I was on your show, but it's just the Goose Island
IPA?
green IPA.
Yep, that's it.
It's hard to go wrong with that one. But we're excited to have you on the show. Excited for another big game of Round Robin where all 5 of us will be having a round. So thank you both for bringing in a round and playing along. Like we said last episode, we're going to try and play around with some of the formats a little bit. Hopefully, the idea is to get through the entire question, and then if we all have an answer, we will try to formulate. It went reasonably well last time to do like a lock in your answer or something like that. So we'll play around with that as we get there. But if you're ready to go, let's start a game of trivia. And Stu, you can take it away when you're ready.
Sure. That sounds good. Cool. So my round is called the Wilhelm Scream. It's a round based on famous movies that use the Wilhelm Scream. Everybody's familiar with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. The Wilhelm Scream is,
Thank you.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's a very standard audio clip that's used kind of as a nod between movies and stuff. So Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe the scene from the movie, and you have to guess what the movie is. I'll finish up the question, and then whoever buzzes in first, I'll give them a shot to go. There is a follow-up. Cool. Sorry.
Or I should have waited till you finished. So we're guessing the movie title, right?
Yes, so you're guessing the movie title. And then there's a follow-up clue in case the first one doesn't go as well either. Cool. So question number 1. 3 soldiers clad in white armor are shooting at the protagonist, who in return of fire hits one who screams as he falls to his death.
Mike? Is that the Star Wars?
It is Star Wars.
Oh
my gosh.
That's it.
Specifically A New Hope.
Right.
Yes.
I was thinking of arrows, maybe. They were shooting arrows. I was thinking like Princess Bride or something weird like that.
Right. I wasn't sure if I should shout out the blasters or not, but then the second part of it is the remaining 2 troops try to flee as returning laser blasts chase them away. And that is Star Wars A New Hope.
Nice.
2 points to Mike. And question number 2. He is picked up by a blue ally against his will.
Blue
ally?
ally?
A blue ally.
A palace at the center of the city. I immediately went to Blue Person and just thought Watchmen.
I thought about Arrested Development.
Oh. And these are all movies, so. The palace is then moved to a nearby mountaintop so the new sultan can, quote unquote, rule on high.
Oh,
Ryan.
Yeah, right. Is this Aladdin?
It's Aladdin, yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear the Wilhelm scream a couple of times in the crowd as the palace gets picked up. And I actually didn't notice it when I was a kid, but then rewatching it, I picked up on it recently, so.
Wow.
I never thought I'd be looking for this, but now every movie I watch, I'm going to be looking for this.
I noticed it a lot when I was a kid, like weirdly enough, just because it's the same audio cue. And so I've kind of always wanted to do a round on this one, but I wasn't sure how to formulate the question. So cool. 1 point to Ryan there. And question number 3. While taking a road trip, an anthropomorphized dog and his son crash into scaffolding, sending 2 workers screaming as they fall to the ground.
Mike?
A
Goofy movie?
It's a Goofy movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The father barely seems to notice as he's too busy reading a map to get to their campsite. That would be a Goofy movie. Nice. 2 points to Mike.
I only got there because of the anthropomorphic dog.
I figured as much. Yeah. It's kind of hard to write like exactly the scene without giving all of it away, but it has to have enough to actually grab onto. So,
yeah.
Cool. 2 points to Mike. Question number 4. Nearly escaping a free rolling globe, the protagonist is knocked out of the window by a lamp, screaming as he falls.
Rachel?
Rachel.
Indiana Jones?
That is not Indiana Jones.
Can you repeat that part again?
Sure. Nearly escaping a free rolling globe, the protagonist is knocked out of the window by a lamp, screaming as he falls.
Chris? Toy Story?
It is Toy Story.
Oh.
Nice.
So much easier than...
I heard giant globe, and I assumed it was the bouncy ball from Austin Powers.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one. Nice. Yes, the rest of his allies try to search for him, afraid that he ended up in the neighbor's yard, and ultimately they get the sheriff involved. That would be Toy Story. 2 points to Chris. Question number 5. When an alien opera singer performs, the protagonist has to fight off soldiers to avoid capture. Holding her own, she sends a Mangalore soldier flying and screaming.
Mike? The Fifth Element?
That is correct. The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Shortly
job.
after. Yeah, nice job. I wasn't sure if anybody's going to get that.
I
couldn't pull
loved
the
that
trigger
movie
on
as a
it.
kid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I figured that you guys would be fans of it, so I was like, I can put it in there. They'll be fine. Yeah, shortly after, the famed blue opera singer dies, and the main protagonist Zorg appears on the scene. That is the fifth element, and 2 points to Mike. Question number 6, and the final question of the round. A nimble hero throws an enemy off an elephant-like creature, sending him screaming and thus adding 1 to the hero's body count of this battle.
Rachel.
Rachel.
This is the Return of the King.
It is the Return of the King, Lord of the Rings. Said hero then takes out the remaining battalion of troops, as well as the elephant that they're riding, only to debate that his victory only counts as 1. That is the Lord of the Rings.
It's an Ollie font.
It's an Ollie, but I can't put that in there.
I know, but I just want to talk about creativity.
Absolutely. Well done. It's 2 points to Rachel, and the end of the round.
Nice job. Yeah, Rachel, talk about what's been going on with the Lord of the Rings in your life lately.
So I live and breathe Tolkien. It's like my favorite thing in the world. So I have a bookshelf behind me that I am formulating to become both my complete succulent holder, as well as holding my collection of Tolkien books, which is growing. I have a few in the mail now.
That's going to be quite the succulent collection.
It's going to be amazing.
Well done. So, yeah, I have Rachel with 2, Chris with 2, Mike with 6, myself with 1, Stu technically just holding down the fort.
Chillin'.
And Rachel, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, guys, for all of our listeners that have listened to episode 50, you guys get a little luckier now. My round this one is a little less verbose, but still quite a lot of fun. So for everyone who's been listening for quite a long time, they should know how much I love food. I'm a very food-motivated person. Might even be more motivated about food than about Tolkien. But as a fun thing, I wanted to look at what are claimed to be or what are assumed to be national dishes.
Ooh.
So what our countries think they're most famous, they're most notable, or one of the dishes they really claim come from there. I have chosen 6 dishes. They're all extremely famous and routinely cooked in the United States for all our participants here today. What I'm going to give you is the ingredients that go into the dish, or the majority of them. They should all be pretty intuitive from there. I know I have eaten every single one of these in the United States, so without having to really search them out. So I hope you guys have a good time with this.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
So to be
I'm
clear,
hungry.
we're locking in with the actual dish, right?
Yes, we're looking for
Oof.
the dish. So I'll give you the ingredients, you give the dish. If you guys are struggling to get the dish, but you know the country, I will give you half a point for the country.
I'm waiting for powdered cheese, butter, and milk. That would help a lot.
Unfortunately, I can say with certainty that is not on my list.
Oh,
It's on my
everybody
list.
Everybody loves the blue box.
Okay. Question number 1. Potatoes, cheese, chicken stock, beef stock.
Stu?
Go ahead, Stu.
Potatoes au gratin?
No. I'll encourage you guys to think a little outside the box here.
That was going to be my first guess.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Same here.
Potatoes. What
I
else?
know what it is.
In stock?
Potatoes, cheese,
Jeez.
chicken stock, beef stock.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I think I see what you're... Is this poutine?
This is poutine.
Oh.
You're being very shady with your ingredients there.
I had to alter them a bit because if I say French fries, the next thing you're at is poutine. So,
That makes sense.
But they are potatoes made into French fries, cheese curds, chicken stock, and beef stock for the gravy because you have to keep it a
Gravy.
thin gravy to slightly melt the cheese, but not completely melt it.
That's fair.
Nice
Also,
job,
pro
Ryan.
tip, poutine is not something what you want to eat in Montreal when it's like 90 degrees out and you've been walking all day.
I ate it at 90 degrees in Toronto and it was great.
Fair.
So-
I just remember almost making myself sick, knowing I had to eat it, but also being like dead tired walking around the city all day.
I don't think I've ever actually had poutine.
I think it's
either.
delicious. The gravy and the cheese. It's a very hearty thing, but I really like it.
Mike, they serve it at the Dunedin Blue Jay Stadium down here now. If you want to, if you're down here for a baseball game there, it's there. It's like $4 a plate, and it's disgusting.
I've
Boy, you
heard
really
from
sold it there, Chris.
I remember hearing
Fool
from
me
an old
once.
professor who is Canadian from Toronto that it's best experienced after midnight and after a few beers.
Makes
Sounds
sense.
about right.
Well, guess who's getting poutine tonight then?
It's like Taco Bell. Best experienced in the middle of the night.
Or anytime. If you're me.
Fair enough. Time of day would never stop me. Okay. Question number 2. Turmeric, ginger, coriander, cumin, chili, a dairy product, and rice.
Stu,
Ryan.
Go ahead, Stu.
do we want to do a multiple person or? Because Ryan
Have
did.
at it.
All right, I have it written down.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Stu.
This is I literally just had it in my head. It's curry. There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Ryan,
I
what
wrote
is your
curry.
answer? Okay, you are both correct. So I'll split the difference and you guys each get 1 point there.
Sweet.
All right.
This is the national dish of Sri Lanka, which, fun fact, it'll be 99% spicier than anything you've ever had in your life when you get the most mild version. Question number 3. This one might be the hardest question of the round, but I think it's kind of fun. Raw fish, citrus, and chili.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Ceviche?
Wow, nice job. 2 points to you. This is the national dish of Peru.
Ooh.
It's served differently in different parts, but from what I was in parts of Latin America, all served differently. But in Peru, it seems to be like the most, I'm not going to say simple because it's definitely still needs to be pretty expertly prepared. But it seems to be the one that doesn't involve, like, that isn't required to have a whole lot of side dishes. You could have your own variation to still be a traditional dish.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, 2 points to you, Ryan. This is what I meant when I said earlier that you might just kill it on this round. So I was trying to figure out something everyone else could do because my rounds tend to be either way too easy and everyone gets them, or so hard that not a single question is gotten. So,
That's okay.
question number 4. Veal, milk, flour, egg whites, and breadcrumbs.
Mike?
Chris?
You two, you guys came through at about the same time for me. So, Mike, go ahead first.
I was going to say veal piccata.
And Chris?
I had veal parmesan, but I think he's right.
Neither of you are correct.
Oh.
But you are in the right realm of preparation. Ryan or Stu, do you guys have guesses?
Can you read
No.
the ingredients again?
Yes. Veal, milk, flour, egg whites, and breadcrumbs.
I mean, I'm kind of on the same page as both of you. Like, it sounds, I mean, it's just dredged veal, but I don't know what that becomes.
Drenched veal. So I will say that this is the traditional preparation. Sometimes in American restaurants, especially because veal is not as readily available, they might use a different type of meat, such as pork. Stu, do you have a guess?
I feel like I know what it is, but no, I can't think of any specific dish names.
I mean, is it just veal chops or lamb chops or something?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Has a very recognizable name. And since you guys are kind of struggling on that, I will not do the country because I don't think you guys will be able to get close to the country. This is actually Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh.
Yeah, very recognizable. In the US, it's, I think, traditionally prepared with pork because veal is harder to get a hold of, but if you prepared it very traditionally, it'll be with veal. But the same preparation as you guys noted for your guesses for it.
Nice.
Question number 4. Beef, aged grapes, beef stock, carrots, onions, garlic, and mushrooms.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No. Beef bourguignon?
Yes, that is correct. I knew there was a risk of you sweeping this round.
Crushed grapes instead of red wine?
I said aged grapes. Come on, I put a little more thought into it. If you don't say anything about the wine, you can't get close to it. That's the problem.
I was picturing little like half pieces of half grape on top of the beef.
I definitely felt the same way, Mike.
It's like a delicacy for 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
You assume I wouldn't like that. Okay. Last question of the round. Fava beans and cumin.
Stew.
Go ahead, Stu.
Hummus.
Incorrect.
Oh, I'm trying to think of something that's like hummus, and I can't remember the name.
So I will give you guys all a second clue because this one's a little special in the sense that I specifically chose which ingredients. Fava beans is one method of preparation for it. There is another that is much more common that you hear about, at least in the recipes I searched. But there are 2 distinct methods for making this dish.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Is this baba ganoush?
It is not. Baba ganoush is made with eggplant.
Right. I thought that was the other more common one.
No, to my knowledge, eggplant is the baba ganoush is only made with eggplant.
Okay.
To be fair, that's what I was sitting here the entire time trying to come up with, and I couldn't get the baba ganoush to save my life. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Any other guesses?
I hear fava beans and I'm in a jail cell with Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
So.
I know.
Nice Chianti.
Unfortunately, we're not trying to get human liver.
Oh, God.
But
Right.
Any guesses for the country? Because you guys seem to be in the right area of the world.
It sounds Middle Eastern
really?
to me.
That is correct.
If I had to wager a guess in the country, I would say, oh God, maybe Egypt, but I have no idea.
So while this dish actually, the oldest origins of it are in Egypt, the claim for the national dish is not by Egypt. But you're in really close in the right geographic area.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah, no idea.
Nothing.
okay. Well, the dish is falafel.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
God.
Yeah. So the other big way to prepare it is with chickpeas,
Oh.
and it is claimed as a national dish by Israel.
I've never heard of
It's fava
fava beans.
and
Sorry. Yeah, I never would have assumed Israel. I was about to say I know it can't be Israel. So what other one would it be?
Yeah, no, it is Israel. Fava beans are actually, I think, based on what I'm reading, dear listeners, please correct me if I've mistaken this, is that fava beans are actually the oldest recorded recipes in coming out of Egypt for this use.
Wow,
Chickpeas are the other one.
interesting.
I did not.
So note the distinctive choice of which one I choose, because the minute I say chickpeas, you're either going hummus or
Yep.
waffle.
Yeah. Go big or go
Nice
hummus.
job. No points to anyone on that question. Brian, where do our score stand?
All right. So I have Stu with 1 point, 1 foot out of the fort. Rachel and Chris tied with 2. Mike with 6. And check my work, but I have myself getting 7 points there, going up to 8 points.
I knew there was a risk because Ryan is so into recipes and cooking. I knew there was a risk. My hope, because I know Stu is as well. And so I was like, okay, I choose pretty recognizable ones. I choose distinct ways of doing it. Then everyone has a chance.
You know, but you never said the classic dish, which is white toast sprinkles.
We've done that one before. I've done that question before. I can't do it again. I love our Australian friends and listeners, but you've had your question.
Fairy toast is a delicacy in the Hopkins household.
Dude, it 100% is. It's more fairy waffles, fairy strawberries, fairy pancakes, and it's a problem
milk.
because fairy milk, right? Like it started a sprinkle addiction with me, and I realized that I'm a grown ass man and I can buy all the sprinkles I want. So I'll eat a bowl of ice cream and literally just like dump half the jimmies in there, and it's excellent. It is the most satisfying thing ever.
Fairy sprinkles all over the floor, fairy sprinkles in the backyard, getting the dog to quit eating the fairy sprinkles.
It's pretty excellent.
And there's the name of the episode.
All right. Chris, if you're ready with your round, take it away.
Yeah. So I'm going to start the first question of my round. There's a simple caveat that I'll give you, and it's this. I'm going to give you the name of a ride or an attraction at Walt Disney World. Ooh. And you're going to answer yes or no. Was this attraction part of the original opening of the Magic Kingdom back in 1971? And I'll preface this by saying all 6 of my questions, not just this, but the other 5, all revolve or tangentially related to the state of Florida, because we need some somewhat good publicity after the last 30 or 40 years. So the way this is going to go
is doing wonderful right now.
Well, not the Magic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each of you 3, and you've got to get 2 out of 3 right to get the 2 points for this question.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Ryan, your first one. Remember, 2 out of 3 right to get the points. It's a yes or no answer only. Was the Haunted Mansion part of the original opening of the Magic Kingdom?
The Haunted Mansion. No.
Oh, the Haunted Mansion was. Number 2, Ryan, what about Space Mountain?
Space Mountain. I haven't been to Disney World in almost 20 years. Or no, 10 years. Space Mountain, no.
You're correct. Space Mountain was not part of the original. What about the Grand Prix Raceway?
I don't even remember what that is. I'll say yes. A lot of racing.
And Ryan gets his 2 points.
Ooh.
The Grand Prix Raceway was actually the only part of Fantasyland that was open when Magic Kingdom first opened back in 71.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right, we're going to head over to Stu next, because you're next on my paper. Stu, what about the Hall of Presidents?
No.
The Hall of Presidents was opened at the very beginning. Number 2, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yes.
It definitely was, and as we know from watching Mallrats, everybody wants Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Oh my god.
I see an episode title.
Yep. That's a good one.
It's really good.
Number 3. And you need this to get the 2 points. Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yes.
Oh, Thunder Mountain Railroad was not.
No. There's
no points.
Oh, I was going to say, one of my friends who is an avid fan is also a giant Disney goer, and she's going to be so pissed at me. I can already hear the incoming text messages.
We're going to go to Rachel next. Rachel.
Oh boy.
Your first one is Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
The Jungle Cruise was part of the original opening.
Oh, wow.
Nicely done.
Woo.
Your next one, Peter Pan's Flight.
Yes.
No, Peter Pan's Flight was not part of the original opening.
Oh boy.
Oh, here it is for all the 2 points. Dumbo the Flying Elephant.
Yes.
No, Dumbo was not.
I feel like I shouldn't take too much scorn from this because I've been to Disney once, when I was 4, and all I remember is that I got told I was going to have a brother then, and that I was too short for all the rides.
I take it this was not back in 1971.
No, it was not. So,
It doesn't sound like a magical experience.
No.
I mean, I think I was just so young. I'm sure I had a great time when I was there because we spent like a week there, but that's all the memories I have.
I have a daughter at home right now. So how old were you when this happened? That way I know not to bring her until after this.
I was 4.
Okay, so Paige can't go till she's at least 13. Good to know.
My sister was 6, and she has good memories. So
Okay, so there's well, no, because after 4 I'd start paying for her, so that's why.
you see,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, Mike,
Sir,
the Swiss Family Treehouse.
I'm going to say yes.
Yes, it was. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
That definitely wasn't because it's only like 3 or 4 years old.
I was hoping to trip you up because there was a Snow White ride there when it first opened.
Oh, was it really? I didn't know.
There
that.
was. It was a Snow White ride. Then apparently at Magic Kingdom, I think out in L.A., I think they actually turned it into more of a scary attraction, and then it's since closed down since then. You're already getting the points, but Mike, what about It's a Small World?
I'm going to say no.
It's a Small World was part of the original.
Okay.
It's such a staple that I was with you. I was like, I'm going to have to double dupe myself to get this one right.
Right.
So after question number 1, Mike and Ryan getting 2 points apiece because, yes, they needed more points.
I know.
Rachel
Okay,
and
the
Stu,
floor
I'm
is nice and
sorry.
comfy.
Yeah.
So, as I said, the next 5 questions are all tangentially related to the state of Florida. And this is going to be the same thing. After I finish the question, shout out your name if you want to give it an answer. Your first category is in sports. The 2018-2019 NHL season was a record-breaking season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They tied the NHL record with 82 wins and had 3 different 40-goal scorers. What may be more memorable from this season was the fact that they were a 1 seed in the playoffs and got swept out in the first round by what 8-seeded Eastern Conference team?
Mike,
Wait, did you say they had 82 wins?
82 wins.
How do you have 82 wins in an 82 game season?
I have that wrong. Hold on.
no, NHL plays like 100 something games. 82 games is NBA.
No. Well, unless it's including playoffs.
I thought
they
thought NHL played more games than 82, but
No,
I could be
82
completely
as
wrong.
well.
Hold on.
Sorry, this is the least important part of the question. It just tripped me up. As a hockey fan.
Oh, 62 wins. I apologize.
No. Who doesn't remember the answer to this? Remembers it
8-seeded.
happening.
What year?
I think Mike rang in already, though.
Yeah, that's
18,
fine.
yeah.
Mike, what do you say?
I think it was Columbus Blue Jackets, right?
It was the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Lightning exercised their demons by eliminating them from the 2019-2020 playoffs earlier this week.
Nice.
They have my favorite goalie, the Ice Giant. That's what I called him after they were playing Chicago. I think it was in the Stanley Cup Finals, Ryan, if you correct me if I'm wrong. But he came in after their original goalie got really injured and stayed since.
Yeah.
Vasilevsky has stayed since, but I call him the Ice Giant because he's just so bloody huge.
Talking about, what's his name?
Ben Bishop was the one who got hurt.
Ben Bishop, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2. Florida is known for a lot of things, and many of these are things that we will not put on a license plate. But we may best be known as the citrus hub of the U.S. However, there is only one fruit that we are the world's leading exporter of. What citrus fruit is this?
Right.
And I've got a hint if you need it. Go ahead, Rachel.
Oranges?
It is not oranges.
Ryan. Grapefruit.
It is grapefruit. Nicely done, Ryan.
Wow.
Nice work.
And
I
your
thought-
hint... Go ahead, Stu, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be something crazy, like like star fruit or something.
So
I mean,
oranges...
I don't know.
Oranges. Brazil is actually the leading exporter of oranges in the world. The hint would have been Jimmy Buffett enjoys it with a piece of juicy fruit gum. somehow don't think there's a lot of parrot heads on this podcast right now. So
I know
see
that
myself to the exit. Question number 4. Being attributed to the pandemic and a stay-at-home order, what Florida city went a staggering 7 straight weeks without a homicide earlier this year, their longest streak since 1957?
Ryan.
Rachel?
Do you want to play everyone buzz in?
I was going to say.
Was it just you two?
I thought everyone was. If everyone wants,
I thought I heard everyone say their names.
Yeah.
So. Okay, Mike, what do you say?
I mean, I guess Miami, maybe.
Stu?
I was going to say Miami.
Rachel?
I was also going to say Miami.
Yep. Also read that Miami.
Miami is a correct answer. Nicely done. I thought that was going to trip you all up because Jacksonville is like one of the crime capitals of Florida. So I was kind of hoping to trip some people up there.
Really? I maybe that like you hear about like the drug stuff and you think Miami, like even though perhaps the more violent crime is higher in Jacksonville.
Well, I mean, if you had to root for the Jaguars, you'd probably be pissed off too. So
7 weeks is staggering, though. The reason I was hesitant is because I cannot believe that.
right.
Right.
2 more questions left. Here's your next one. What name is shared by a Marvel comic book character and is also a slang term for people over 50 who use the internet regularly? This is because we have so many retirees.
Ryan. Is this the Silver Surfer?
It is the Silver Surfer.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
They just move so fast.
If you have feedback, pubtriviaexperience@gmail.com. Do not yell at them. This is all me. Okay, last question. And this is because Florida deals with a lot of hurricanes throughout the years. What restaurant chain lends its name to a metric used by FEMA to determine the impact of a storm and the level of assistance needed for a recovery? This is based on the chain's reputation for being able to stay open and operate during extreme weather. And there is a hint available if you need it.
Don't know.
I don't know. That's really frustrating.
You all want the hint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
This chain specializes in breakfast foods.
Mike,
Go ahead, Mike.
Denny's?
It is not Denny's.
It shares its name with a hurricane indicator.
Right.
Not
I
a
can only
hurricane
think of the
indicator.
Geiger counter for earthquakes.
So
Right,
it's a metric used by FEMA, and they've nicknamed this metric after this restaurant.
I see.
And if the restaurant's open, it needs the restaurant in the area is open. It needs less assistance to recover from the storm.
Ryan?
Heard of this.
Go ahead, Ryan.
IHOP?
It is not IHOP.
Okay. Hoping IHOP was just the same initials or something.
Yeah. That was going to be my second guess.
Rachel or Stu?
I'm just gonna make a
I'll-
go at. Actually, no, I don't have a guess. Never mind. Go ahead, Stu.
Oh, is this Waffle House?
Stew is tougher than a Waffle House steak. It is the Waffle House Index.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
awesome.
awesome. Have you guys ever been to a Waffle House? Like,
Yeah. I went to
Tons.
school in Tallahassee.
Yeah, nothing can close that thing down.
no, nothing.
Well done.
So we did some hurricane relief after, was it Michael that came through the Panhandle a couple years back, and we drove up there, and sure enough, the Waffle House was still open. It was a Category 5 hurricane. That Waffle House, 30 miles inland, was still open.
That's insane.
And that's it for me.
That's amazing. Well
Nice.
done.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I have the scores as Chris with 2, Rachel with 4, Stu with 5, Mike with 12, and myself with 16.
Whoa.
Jesus.
He's just stocking up for the last round.
I don't know how that happened, but
I'll just turn around and walk back into the fort now.
No. I already shut and nailed the fort closed. Y'all ain't getting in.
and he knows what he's doing. He lives in Florida. He knows how to batten down the hatches.
Oh, yeah. Not my
This ain't a
first
Waffle
rodeo.
House.
Get some Tapcon screws. That door is going nowhere.
You guys hit the road to the nearest Waffle House. Mike, it is your turn when you're ready.
Alrighty. So Chris knows this, and I asked him if I could, if he thought I should do a round on this, and he said go for it. About every 4 years, I get obsessed with elections. I think like most of us do. So I wrote some trivia questions based on the presidential election history.
Oh man!
All right.
So it's very difficult for me sometimes to gauge difficulty of these questions. So some of them I think are okay. Others might be more difficult. So I apologize in advance. But here we go. Question number one, and I can give hints too if needed. Question number one is Republican Richard Nixon won the 1972 election in a landslide, carrying 49 out of 50 states. And since then, only one state has voted Democrat in every single election. Name the state.
Rachel?
Ryan. Do you want to
everybody
put in their answer?
Let's do it.
Got it.
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty, Rachel, you wanna? What was your answer?
California.
Okay. Ryan,
Hawaii.
Chris,
Massachusetts.
and Stu. Did you want to give an answer?
Yeah, mine was Hawaii as well, actually.
Okay. None of those are correct.
Wow.
All very good guesses, though. But all of them voted for Reagan in 1984.
Oh.
Wow.
I forgot about that.
Washington?
Not Washington either.
No, it's oh gosh.
Illinois?
Nope. Another good guess. Not Illinois either.
Actually, no, I have another. Oh, I have a good one.
It wasn't.
Actually,
it wasn't Oregon,
no,
was it?
never mind.
I'm confident.
So I'll give you guys a hint. It's a bit of an obscure one, but the only reason I know this is because of a Simpsons episode where Homer is reflecting on this particular election and says, "No wonder this candidate won this particular state."
I'm trying to think who the candidate was.
Right, that's what I'm trying to think of too.
I can give you the candidate if you want.
Can I guess the candidate?
The candidate who won the state in '84 and only this state and Washington D.C. in '84 was Walter Mondale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh crap! It's it wasn't even his state. I think it was Ferraro's state. Was it? It was it Montana?
Nope.
I was going to say
sort of close.
I was going to guess
Rachel.
Colorado, but that even seems more swing statey.
Colorado hasn't been swing state until the most recent elections.
Oh crap! I have another guess. Oh well.
Rachel?
Rachel's. Yep. Go ahead.
Idaho?
Nope, not Idaho.
I feel like that would be an Idaho thing to do.
Right.
I'm out of guesses. Right.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, except for the other obvious one, I think. I already guessed, but I guess, Stu, do you want to take a stab?
I mean, I have no idea.
I already guessed twice, but is it New York?
It's actually not New York either.
Is it Mike? Is it the first state that allowed women the right to vote?
It is definitely not Wyoming. No.
Wyoming?
No.
I'm so lost. I feel like I've run through all of them.
All right. No. All right. So there's a line in the Simpsons, which is the only reason why this weird fact sticks out in my head, where Homer laughs at Walter Mondale saying, using the line, "Where's the beef?" to Gary Hart in the Democratic primary, and he goes, "No wonder he won Minnesota."
Minnesota.
He won Minnesota and lost the rest.
It's something.
So yeah, it was Minnesota was the end.
Nice.
Good question.
Nice.
But speaking of Mondale, question number 2: history frequently forgets the losers. Name any 2 of the 4 different men that Franklin Delano Roosevelt defeated during his 4 consecutive presidential campaigns.
Chris,
Okay, Chris.
Hoover, and Dewey.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Wow.
Nicely done. Hoover, he beat Hoover to win the White House initially, and he beat Dewey very shortly before he died. So that was in his first and last elections. Good job.
Then Dewey went on to have that iconic runoff with Truman.
Right, exactly.
And there's that hilarious. I'm talking too much. I don't want to give away what possibly could be another question.
Nope, there's
please
no
do.
other questions related to that. But
Was it, he was holding up like a Chicago Tribune or something like that? Is that right? In that famous picture that says Dewey beats Truman?
Right. I think it was the Tribune, right? Chicago Tribune?
I thought so.
I think I did a round on that. Did I a few episodes back about famous news headlines? Or maybe I chose not to include this one. I might have chosen not to include this one.
I've listened to every episode of yours and I don't remember that one, so.
That's a good one, though. The other two, for what it's worth, are Alfred Landon and Wendell Willkie.
Ooh.
Which perhaps proves the premise of the question. All right, question number 3. Who was the last candidate who was not a Republican or a Democrat to come in second in a presidential election?
Chris?
Okay, Chris?
Teddy Roosevelt?
Nicely done again. Okay, well done.
Wow.
Yeah, because he left presidency to Taft, and he got so mad with how Taft handled it, he started his own party and came back and ran, and Taft came in third.
That's exactly right.
It was Roosevelt.
The sitting president came in third place.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
He was so mad at how Taft left, what he did after, he was done. What was the name of that party, Mike? I don't even remember.
The official name was the Progressive Party, but it was more commonly known as the Bull Moose Party.
Bull Moose Party, that's what I was thinking of.
Nice.
All right, well done. All right, question number 4. This is probably my favorite random fact of presidential election history. Who is the only person to win a presidential election despite not receiving the most electoral votes?
No.
Not receiving the most electoral votes?
He did not receive the most electoral votes, but he still ascended to the presidency.
I got it between 2.
Ryan? Go ahead.
Yeah, who was in first? I
think Rachel.
I heard Rachel.
George Washington. I don't think he got in the first time with electoral votes, or did he not?
It was not George Washington.
Okay.
Ryan.
Trying to find a way around the question.
Yep. Ryan?
Eisenhower?
Nope, not Eisenhower either.
I was hoping this was an issue because of the war or something.
Right.
Chris? Was it Hayes?
It was good guess. Hayes was one that did not win the popular vote, but did win the Electoral College.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, damn it.
If I guess again, it's a pure stab in the dark. So if Chris wants
I've got a second guess, but everyone's got to lock in with their first guess first, right?
I think we're tapped out.
Can I make my second guess then?
Yeah, go for it.
Was it Quincy Adams?
It was John Quincy Adams.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
there something with Jackson got pissed off after that too. That's why he just ran roughshod over him in the next election.
Yep. So what happened was Jackson, there were like 3 different people in Jackson's party that were running for president, and they all received electoral votes, so no one had a majority, and it went to the House of Representatives.
Oh.
And John Quincy Adams was was selected by the House, even though he had the second most electoral votes. Question number 5. Who was the last here's another Florida-based question.
Oh,
Who was the last president to win the presidency without carrying Florida?
Rachel Bush Jr.
Good guess, but nope. He carried Florida both times.
Ryan?
Carter? Nope, not Carter.
But I thought Bush v. Gore went to the Supreme Court to decide who got Florida because there was an issue with the votes.
Yeah, but it was they decided to count the ballots, and Bush was awarded Florida.
Right.
Chris?
So you were assuming that it never properly went to a candidate.
Well, that could actually be a technicality in the question. I guess I didn't think about that, but
well, if the votes ultimately came out to Bush, then the answer is the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris, did you buzz in?
I tried to, yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Kennedy.
Nope, not Kennedy.
Hold on, I'm going through all of them in my head. I'm going to mute myself.
I mean, I have another stab at it. But,
I have another guess that gets around the question.
okay. I was just going to, I don't think it's right, but I was just going to guess Clinton.
Okay, so Bill Clinton is correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Yep. He won Florida in 96, but he did not win it in 92.
Ah, okay. I mean, that was
Really?
my running thought was just a blue candidate that didn't pick up Florida, but
Right. But before that, the answer was Kennedy.
okay.
Oh,
I was going to say, I
So-
didn't think Kennedy carried Florida. And then my mind went, no, go deeper. And I did not go earlier. Did not go later. I went earlier. My bad.
Right,
Yeah,
that was mine the
Clint-
first time too. I was like, it can't be that early. We must have remembered that.
I was back at Coolidge, and I'm like, maybe Coolidge.
My mind initially went to, when was Florida not a state?
Well, actually,
'Cause
that
then I'm
would have been a
technically
great. That would have actually really been a great way to logic to it.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer, but I know something that has to be right.
Right? Yeah, exactly. All right, last question. It's kind of in a similar vein to the previous question. Who was the last Republican to win the presidency without carrying Ohio?
this is a stab in the dark. Stu,
Stu?
is this Trump?
No.
Nope. Trump actually won Ohio.
Okay, I have no idea. Presidential stuff is probably one of my worst subjects.
Nope. Good guess. Good. No, good
Fair
guess
enough.
though.
Rachel?
Rachel?
Bush Sr.?
Nope. Bush Senior won it too.
That was maybe my first thought that I would
Chris?
know something about. I'm trying to, or go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Oh, this is a dumb one. I'm going to go Eisenhower.
Nope. Not Eisenhower either.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a fairly contested or unpopular-ish Republican during that, during the election.
Keep in mind that most presidents have their highest popularity right after they're elected, and then everyone just kind of goes down from there.
Well, that's
Yep.
what I'm thinking. There are names that I assume can't be it, just because, when they came in, they had a lot of weight. I have
No
no
second
idea.
guesses yet, right?
I have no idea. I'll bow out.
All right. I'll give you guys a hint. This is a really mean question. That's my hint.
It's not Mean Gene Okerlund, so
Ryan.
Okay, Ryan.
Is it Lincoln?
It is not Lincoln,
Okay.
but very good guess. You're actually closer than you think.
Rachel?
Okay, Rachel.
Is it Pierce?
It was not Pierce.
Digging through my mind of all the long list of unknown presidents.
I'm
Yep.
trying. I'm trying in my head, trying to bring the term "mean" to describe any president, and I can get to them. I can get that for about 85% of them.
No. To be clear, mean is not intended to describe the president. Mean is intended to describe me for asking this question.
Right.
I love hard questions, even if I don't do well in them. So
Yeah, I'm good at U.S. history. That's what's pissing me off. I'd like to ask a follow-up question.
You can ask a follow-up question if everybody's okay with it.
Sure.
Go for it.
Can I
Yeah.
phone a friend?
What century?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Well, okay.
It was not this century, nor the previous century, nor the previous century.
Whoa.
And you said it was a Republican?
I did say it was a Republican.
Rachel.
Okay, Rachel.
John Adams.
That's a very good guess. But
Wasn't he a Democratic
nope,
Republican?
he was a Federalist.
He was a federal.
Darn
Chris,
it. Okay, Rachel.
Okay,
you-
Chris.
Thomas Jefferson.
Another good guess. Oh gosh, I am such a jerk. I'm sorry.
Rachel.
Rachel?
Was it Monroe?
No, it was not Monroe either.
Is it no one at all?
It is a trick question. This has never happened.
Dick.
Oh my gosh.
I said it was a mean question. I'm sorry. No. I discovered this fact while I was trying to do this stuff, and I was just like, that is such an amazing fact that I had to put it in there. I'm sorry.
That's nuts.
That's all right.
Like I said, I am a total jerk.
I did once almost
right
get
now.
really upset at a trivia host at a bar once because his question was, what was it? It was which
gosh.
ocean borders West Virginia? And the answer was none of them. And I was like, that's not a trivia question. It's a riddle. Get out of here.
You were just more upset that we didn't catch on that it was a riddle.
Oh, and we lost, but you know. Nicely done.
No, yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I thought that fact was so cool or interesting
Right.
that I had to put it in.
That is interesting. I'm curious
is
how many.
right.
There's got to be somewhere where you can look up states that have never lost their, like never lost a candidate on a certain side.
So Ohio is actually the most likely state to predict that was the other thing I found. It's predicted the highest percentage of presidential elections.
Wow.
Sure. Huh.
I think, so I love questions and rounds like this because a lot of my rounds, so you guys know, are actually formulated in the sense of, I think these facts are cool, and I both want you guys to learn about them and I want to share them, but also it's good trivia. So both.
Mike, up until that last question, I was your friend.
Understand, yeah.
All right. I'm going to my round. So with 2020 being everything it has been, and with, to your point, Mike, with an election coming in and everything else, I felt like it was time for some, from the Modest Mouse quote, "We'll float on, good news is on the way." So I have a music round that has 6 questions about songs and artists that have uplifting and positive songs or messages.
Woohoo!
So I'm going to give you a little bit of a prompt that has a little bit of lyrics tied in with a description of the artist, and then you just call out. I think how I'll do it is a point for the artist and a point for the song. If you can get either one, or if you get both, you get 2 points. These should be fairly straightforward. I think you've heard of all of these. So yeah, we'll go through each one and answer if you answer if you're going to answer.
That tends to be how it goes.
Tends to go that way. Question number 1. Beneath the mango tree, it's always better for this acoustic songwriter with a heart for the environment. Of course, being in between dreams and waking up to banana pancakes will never make anyone feel sad, especially if we have each other.
I know the
Mike?
artist.
Mike.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson's the artist.
What was it? Artist and album?
If you can do the artist and the song.
Oh, there. Yeah, there were a couple songs in there. I don't have a specific. I mean, you mentioned Banana Pancake.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point. Some of these name other albums and songs, but there are lyrics itself trying to be the prompt.
I see. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have a specific song in mind.
Stu, if I can get the points for it, is it Better Together?
It is Better Together.
Oh, I almost said that just for well done.
Yeah, Beneath the Mango Tree, and especially if we have each other. That would be Jack Johnson's Better Together. So I'll give a point to Mike and a point to Stu. Granted, we probably shouldn't switch up the way we score in between a round, but this may be a good one to do. Everyone just kind of lock in an answer. How do you feel about that?
Sure, I want to be embarrassed 5 times in a trivia podcast.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here for it too. So I'll be right
Let's do
there
it.
being embarrassed too.
I'm
All right.
good. Let's do it.
We'll do lock in song and answer if you can. Question number 2. The heart is a bloom and shoots up through the stony ground for this Irish band spanning nearly 50 years. For this song where the sky falls and you feel it, but don't let it get away. The heart is a bloom and shoots up through the stony ground for this Irish band spanning nearly 50 years. For this song where the sky falls and you feel it, but don't let it get away. Rachel.
It's by no one. No one at all. Nothing.
You don't have anything? All right, Stu.
I actually have nothing.
All right, Chris.
Irish band, I think of U2, and I'm just going to lock in, as bad as this sounds, Sunday Bloody Sunday.
That heartwarming, uplifting song. Mike?
So I actually have a funny story about the song. My roommate in college was obsessed with this song when it came out, but he, for some reason, only liked the first half, so he would play about 2 minutes and then start it over. But U2 is correct, but it's Beautiful Day.
Yes. This is it's a beautiful day. Sky falls and you feel it. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away.
Yeah.
Nice
Mike,
job.
just so you know,
I
that is
recognize
grounds
it
for
now.
moving out.
All right. 2 points to Mike and 1 point to Chris. Question number 3. Don't write yourself off yet. It just takes some time for this 4-piece Arizona band who has a hungry appetite for the world. After their platinum album, Bleed America, everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right. Don't write yourself off yet. It just takes some time for this 4-piece Arizona band who has a hungry appetite for the world. After their platinum album, Bleed America, everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right. Stu.
I think the band is Jimmy Eats World.
Okay.
And I don't know any songs in particular. The lyrics sound really familiar, but I got nothing on the song.
Okay. Chris?
It's Jimmy Eat World, and the only reason I'm going to guess this is because I illegally downloaded this song on Kazaa when I was in high college.
Kazaa.
And the lyric, the name of the song when I illegally downloaded it and placed it on my original iPod was "It Just Takes Some Time." So I'm hoping that's the name of the song.
Mike.
I miss the old days when you had no idea what the title of the song was because you downloaded it from Kazaa or LimeWire and somebody had mistitled it. It's Jimmy Eat World, but the song title is The Middle.
Okay. Rachel?
Yeah, I'm going to be frankly honest here. Ryan, you know how well I do with questions that are not 100% straightforward, asking a question.
All right.
Yeah, so move along.
Fair enough. Mike, you got it. It is The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. And close to, I mean, that, you know, if you were just going to take the chorus or whatever, you'd probably get to that answer. I like the idea of the answer just being some random, like, Untitled Everything's Fine song.
Right.
Is the middle even mentioned in that song at all? Like, do they
It
actually
just
say the
takes
words
some
in the
time,
middle?
little girl, you're in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love Jimmy Eat World. Yeah.
Me too.
2 points to Mike, 1 point to Chris, 1 point to Stu. I get Jimmy Eat World, but I give 1 point to Stu there still.
Thanks.
Question number 4. 3 little birds sat on my window for this British singer-songwriter. Her self-titled debut and subsequent albums, The Sea and The Heart Speaks in Whispers. Don't you hesitate. Just play that old album. Tell me your favorite song. I'll read it one more time. 3 little birds sat on my window for this British singer-songwriter. Her self-titled debut and subsequent albums, The Sea and The Heart Speaks in Whispers. Don't you hesitate. Just play that old album. Tell me your favorite song. Chris?
I'm going to go with Adele, and the song is called Chris is the Best. Question mark?
Mike?
Gosh, I'm so hung up on Three Little Birds as a Bob Marley song. I can't even get past that to think of.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll say I think you even said it was a female, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't get there. I got nothing.
that's all right. Rachel?
I actually know the song. And it's been years and years since I've heard it. But I know the song. I can't remember the artist. It's really frustrating that I can't, but this is all upsetting.
Can you try to give me a title, or should I just take your word for it?
Well, no, I mean, it's just I like it goes like 3 little birds sat on my window. Like it's very spoken word on that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get any further than that. I just know that I know the song. I can't remember the title or the artist. I know I've heard it and I know the song, but beyond that, I can't give you anything for the question.
That's all right. Stu?
I mean, I thought it was Adele, but I can't think of any song by her other than like Rolling in the Deep, which I know is not it.
All right. This is not Adele, British singer-songwriter, her self-titled album. You're right. Three Little Birds Sat on My Window. And then Don't You Hesitate. Instead of just play that old album, it would be Girl, Put Your Record On, Tell Me Your Favorite Song. This is Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae.
Okay, yeah, I was never going to get the artist there or actually that song because I thought it was a different song.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Fair enough.
You definitely have. Early 2000s, it was all over the radio. You definitely.
I've never heard of her.
Really? Corinne Bailey Rae?
Yeah.
I really love her music. It's really good.
Adding it to Kazaa now.
Is Kazaa still up?
I hope not.
I was wondering that.
No, it is
No,
not.
there was a series of litigation in the early 2000s, and all of them went down within like a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
That's when we all switched to LimeWire.
We just asked that
You
question
know.
on the show, didn't we, Mike?
Napster.
And
Is that what you're
Napster
thinking
was the
of?
one who got hit really hard. Napster
Yeah.
was who was hit really hard.
It was all by the drummer of Metallica, too.
Yep. If you've never heard the Weird Al Yankovic song, don't download this song. Do yourself a favor and listen to it. It's fantastic.
All right. No points there. Question number 5. Say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, this Grammy-nominated love song chart topper is well known for her piano compositions, her little voice, and her kaleidoscope heart. Say what you want to say and let the world... Say what you
Rachel.
want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, this Grammy-nominated love song chart topper is well known for her piano compositions, her little voice, and her kaleidoscope heart. Mike.
Oh, I know the song and I literally cannot think of its title or who sings it.
Oh, am I getting a question right that Mike's getting wrong?
It's
'Cause
totally
I'm
going
gonna
through my
love
head and
this.
I just don't know. I gotta bow out.
All right, Rachel.
I was thinking of Natasha Bedingfield.
Do you have a song title?
I don't remember the song title, but I've got an artist. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not good at song titles.
Stu.
I have absolutely no idea.
All right, Chris.
This is on the mixed CD that my wife gave me when we were dating.
Oh,
Have you ever purchased a piece of music in your life?
Yeah, as Mike and I were talking last night, I owned at one point at least 2 Kid Rock albums, and I'm sorry for that. Again, really, really sorry for that. I believe this is Sarah Bareilles and Brave.
Yes, it is Sarah Bareilles and Brave.
Wrong one. Oh, I was choosing between two. It was going to be her or Natasha Bedingfield. Darn it.
Nice job. 2 points to Chris there. Final question of the game. The ridiculous viral videos that sprouted from this music video had everyone clapping along if they felt like happiness is the truth. This rapper, producer, and NERD knows that it might be crazy what I'm about to say. The ridiculous viral videos that sprouted from this music video had everyone clapping along if they felt like happiness is the truth. This rapper, producer, and NERD knows that it might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Rachel.
Is it just Pharrell and Happy?
Okay. Stu.
Pharrell Williams, Happy.
Okay. Chris.
I had the same thing, Pharrell and Happy.
Okay. And Mike.
Yep, I also had Pharrell and Happy.
All right. Bit of a softball there, but yeah, this is Happy by Pharrell Williams.
That hat though.
The hat, though. I really wanted to add the hat into the question, and I just didn't know how.
Yep.
Okay, that is the end of the game. The scores I have are Rachel with 6, Stu with 9, Chris with 15, and a score of 17-19. Mike taking it home. Feeling happy.
Nice job.
Real good job.
Oh, Michael.
I feel like I should probably be docked points just for that last question that I had. So
Yeah.
A
Oh
win's
god,
a
we're gonna
win.
go to another.
That's all right. We're happy to do that. And we can get some picks where each episode, a couple of us give a game, movie experience, something cool like that you can check out. And I can go ahead and say that I have a pick. We just talked about music and feel-good music. And this is an artist that I've liked for a while. And this is Selema Masekela, who you might recognize if you ever watched in the late 90s, early 2000s, the X Games and ESPN and all that stuff as Sal Masekela. He has an album of his own. He goes under the moniker Alakazam, which is Masekela spelled backwards, so Alekesam. And it's really, really good, just kind of chill lo-fi. They call it kind of surf R&B. It's just this like really kind of feel good, chill, good beat to it kind of stuff. And it's really awesome. I've been listening to it for quite a bit lately. There's an album on Bandcamp that we'll link to called Soundproof Heart. And he has a song, I think his lead song is a song called Vagabond. But it's just really, really good, just kind of chill music, kind of just uplifting. Yeah, I really recommend it. It's really good stuff. Really good kind of message behind it and everything. That is called Alakazam. It's spelled Alekesam. And we'll link to the Bandcamp, and you can find it pretty much everywhere else.
Thank you, Ryan. I think like with all the sad things going on in the world recently, it's nice to have a little bit of uplifting thing going on.
Yeah, it's good music. And he even there's a song, I think at least one song specifically, but a couple that has his father on it, who was a trumpet player, and he was a political activist who was exiled out of South Africa before apartheid, I believe, or during apartheid. Just really, really cool story between him and his father, and like getting to play trumpet and music on the album and stuff like that is really, really cool. But yeah, that's my pick. It's Alakazam. And Chris, you have a pick today as well.
Yeah, so for the listeners of the Pub Trivia Experience, they know that I've got a very young daughter at home. She is 6 months old.
Yeah.
And she's taken on...
Yeah, congrats,
that was not a plug. Thank you, though. She is taking on over the course of the last week, waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning and being awake till about 3 or 3:30. So last night when she was up, I was trying to get her to go back to sleep, and I put on a documentary on Netflix called Speed Cubers.
Yeah.
You want to talk about uplifting? Like, I'm sitting there trying to hold back tears watching this really uplifting story that is about people that do competitive Rubik's Cubes. It's only about 40 minutes long, but it's a really solid documentary, and you'll feel really good about the world after you watch it.
Huh.
Nice. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it, and I heard it's really, really amazing and worth a watch.
It's a great story. It really is. So give it a watch, because Netflix needs more money.
That's it. Speed Cubers on Netflix. Nice job. Yeah, if you have a pick or you want to reach out for any reason, thingsigotwrong@gmail.com. Also, Things I Got Wrong on Instagram and Twitter. But Chris and Mike, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. This is awesome.
Thanks for having us. I had a blast.
Agreed. Really good time, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with us. And glad to get some more other trivia channels on. And like I said before, you guys were amazing super early on, reaching out and like getting us plugged into your stuff. So, we feel as much just to be a part of your community as we can bring you into ours. So really appreciate it. Definitely go check out the show. And what is that link? What's the website and everything that people should check out?
So pubtriviaexperience.com. You can find us anywhere you get trivia. We have 3 shows now. Only one of them is trivia related. Then there's if you're into movies, we've got the movie show called Recast That. And we just launched earlier this month, a new podcast called Boozy Bracketology, which is a lot of fun. So by all means, any way that you consume this stuff, just let us know what you think.
Definitely subscribe to all their stuff. What is being competed on in Boozy Bracketology?
So Boozy Bracketology, we will take a March Madness style bracket for anything. So we already did one for the best Disney animated film. We did one recently for the best comic book movie of all time, and we're about halfway through recording one for the best sports movie of all time. And then after this, we're probably going to move away from movies and move to beer or something. We'll figure it out. But it's a new topic every month, and so we'll get through the entire topic that month, no matter how many episodes it takes.
Taste testing alcohol bracketology can't go wrong.
I love this. This is great.
So
I
are
have
you
already
getting through an
subscribed.
entire bracket in an episode?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
okay.
no, no.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Got it.
No, the comic book one ended up being 8 episodes, but there was a lot of discussion around it. So we'll start dropping those episodes sometime this weekend, and that'll run us through the end of September. And then sports movies will come on after that.
Nice. What is the final? Is the final Disney movie one out?
So the entirety of the Disney movie is out. It was given up originally. We started this as a bonus episode on the Pub Trivia Experience, and it just kind of rolled from there into its own show because it was the most fun thing we've done because there was no trivia. It was literally just talk about something that you love and that you're passionate about.
I think that's great.
This is awesome. Like, that is right up my alley.
Yeah, I love that.
It's-
And definitely next time you guys come on, if you ever need to bring in some Disney trivia, you found the right team, I think.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes. Although we did that Disney trivia once, Ryan.
We've done it a couple times.
We've never done well, but we always try really hard.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely go subscribe to their stuff. We'll have it linked in everything. But yeah, they've been amazing. So thanks again, Chris and Mike. And from the rest of the team here, until the next episode, we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.